Hey, so we're just gathering today, the EarthAngel Collective. It's so nice to see everybody, waiting for a couple of others to pop in, and we thought we would start recording because I know a few have things on today and Alexandra's busy settling the baby. It's Monday, the 25th of July, kind of midwinter. What?
I thought it was around the 20th, and then I looked at the date today.
I know. So we just, yeah, like in the middle of this kind of deep hibernation winter energies, there's illness going on. There is actual physical, like, have to stop and have 6 weeks of work going on. Hey, Hannah, I had a girlfriend, I had a girlfriend on Friday who texted me, young girl, beautiful spiritual girl. She's in hospital, was in hospital with appendicitis suddenly overnight. So wow. She's also now like being stopped off work. I just talked to my friend Rachel, who's in, here's Steffi. Talked to my dear friend Rachel Lady, who lives up in Raglan, and her son and her husband are all unwell again. So they've had COVID, but they've recovered, and then they've got some other flu-y thing going on now, and they're all unwell. So I just think that there's like a lot of downtime at the moment, either and if there's not downtime physically, it feels like we're kind of being asked to reflect and not rush. Anyway, we're sort of in the pocket of these wintering. I keep referring to it as the hibernating hedgehog, or I'm using the hedgehog emoji a lot. And that's how I feel, like a prickly hibernating hedgehog. But in saying that, it's super nice just to be able to drop in and connect today and have a little bit of time together, start off the week on a good note, and send some love to those who need it, and like have a little bit of chance to clear and have a bit of conversation. Felt like Lizzie was going to come. I might just quickly text her, but we'll get started anyhow. Do you guys just want to pop in the chat like how you are, or just say how you're feeling while we're waiting? I'll just see if I can get Lizzie.
I'm not muted, so I'll just say how I am. I have been so flat. I think that I had COVID the week before I came out to stay at Alice's house for a second time, and I just haven't been able to bounce back. Medically, there's stuff going on. I got anemia, but I get to have a blood transfusion, iron transfusion now. So I'm kind of like, yay. Not yay, because medical intervention always, I don't know, it always kind of brings stuff up, but then I'm like, oh, I might feel like I have energy. And on top of that, I've changed my job. I'm still at school, but I'm moving from a teacher aide to a teacher. So I'm a bit anxious about that. It's a lot more responsibility and a lot more conformity. I feel like as a teacher aide, I kind of had a bit more freedom to do with the children what I just felt guided to do. But it's a supportive school, so hopefully I'll still be able to be me with the children on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, so lots going on, so much going on.
Yeah. Do you feel with so much going on that also at the same time, like there's an elevation of what's going on, and also at the same time, like our, oh, here's Mia, yay. This is how I feel, Rach, is my capacity to kind of like cope or hold it, or even my brain, like there's this brain fog, which is having a diminishing effect on my courage, or like not my courage, but my just like being able to go, yeah, I have got this, we've got this.
The resilience,
yeah, and decision making. Like I'm really faffing. Like just a little example of my life is we're just trying to decide where to stay in Houston. We've booked the tickets, but I don't know, like there's options on
big trouble. Thank you for saying that.
might just get you busy. She's got Landon at home. where to stay for 2 nights. Like, why is that a difficult decision? And, you know, they range between $620 and $800, a lot of money. Like, I guess, and that plays into it for me. Do I go and stay at this nicer place or the inner city place? And just like, why am I wasting so much time when we normally would be able to just make these decisions really quickly? And I think
running on overload is just
we're running on too much clutter. But then I actually have a little clip that I want to play you guys, because I just went for a walk around the block this morning. I was like, right, I'm just going to go out and walk, and I remembered about Abraham. So I just want to shut the door. Like, who's worked with Abraham before or has heard of Abraham? Yeah, amazing. So I got introduced to Abraham in like 2007. So Abraham is a group of very high vibrational, original, non-physical beings who downloaded a lot of information to the earth plane through a channel called Esther Hicks. The lady is Esther Hicks and her husband was Jerry Hicks. And they were part of the original work of The Secret. But then their vibration or energy wasn't in alignment with The Secret. It was actually, oh, cool, here's Alex. So apart from Smet, I think there's everyone. But their original words and vibration is so restorative. And the reason why that pinged for me this morning was because the angels came in with the message, keep it very simple. Like, we have filled up, listened to, in the overwhelm of so much information and not differences of opinion, but just multiple tracks that things are running on. Do you know, like, we've got this issue, this person's got this thing going on, the world's got this, you know, the world is having an existential crisis, we're having an existential crisis, and everything feels like so much. Like, everyone keeps saying it's a lot, and I get it, it's a lot, and there may be some peace of mind. I just found this, and I'm going to go like every morning around the block, and I'm going to sit and listen to this rampage. It's called the Good Morning Rampage. I'm going to play it for you. But it was because when I listened to it, I got these goosebumps all over me, and I just felt restored to a very original, clear vibration of, we know this stuff, we've been doing it a long time. It made me very proud, actually, that I discovered it way back then. You know, this is a long time ago. I had CDs. I got given CDs of Abraham before there was a million people showing us how to be spiritual on reels. You know, it was like, it's a good thing. So we'll do some clearing, then we'll play that. I just want to read what Steph said. A sigh, but not. Yes, Lou. Let's do some really nice just breathing. And as I play this rampage, we're going to, I'll just invite the angels in first, and we're going to take this moment to really drop in and just clear, like allow ourselves to find some breath, to find some emotion. And I know that through these words, you'll feel really restored. Like a sigh, but not. I keep feeling like I want to cry, but I can't. So just the tears are there, but not coming yet. Like, there's something I'm very resisting or holding on to. They're just not there yet. Kia ora, Stephanie. Good morning, love. Your hair looks fab today, by the way. Feeling really good. Yes. Yay. Spent the morning in spiritual practice journeying. Oh, nice. I pulled a couple of cards. Choose to trust the light. I am safe and held. Yes, the heaviest load falls on the strongest shoulders. That is beautiful. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is just see if, oh, I don't want to lose you guys, but if I start to play this, can you hear it?
It's a good morning. This is a good morning.
Yeah, and it's not too loud.
It's a really good morning. This is a new morning.
Oh.
This is a new stay. This is a new vibrational point of attraction. This is a new beginning. It's a good morning.
Oh, hang on a minute.
This is a good.
Right. Sorry, team. I just want to start with, oh, what happened? Sad Mia. Oh, honey. Do you want to share a little bit, or do you just want to sit? Okay. Listen, what I've prepared is quite positive, but it also talks about contrast. And so I want you to listen to the vibration of what they're speaking about, okay? Because it's really about life and challenges. And I really want to honor your beautiful friend and what she went through and must have gone through, and our capacity to hold forgiveness for ourselves, because one of the biggest things with that, the grief, is that we weren't able to do anything, like the helplessness that you feel. So just give yourself a huge amount of compassion and know that we are all loved in all the choices that we make, you know. We'll definitely send a huge amount of angel love and healing to your beautiful friend. Many, many souls are choosing to leave the planet at this time. It's beyond what we were expecting. It's beyond what we normally have to deal with. It's shocking. And yeah, I think we all can all really feel authentically. I know, like I've lost some friends recently as well in the last year, and it's I hear about more every day. It's a big thing. So yeah, we love you. Okay. All right, so in that, let's just take a moment to close down our eyes, drop our feet to the floor, a little wiggle and connection with our sit bones, our feet, feel ourselves grounded. Now, if you've got cacao or a tea or anything with you, that's all good. If you don't, that's fine. The most important thing is that we connect in with our heart and just let this time be where our energy flows to our heart, down from our over-analyzing, our analytical brain. Let's just drop the blood, the rhythm. Try and find that beautiful stillness, that point of light, that connection with divine source that rests in your heart through the thymus gland in your heart. We ask Archangel Michael and Archive Faith to place a beautiful golden dome of protection and love and healing angelic light around all of us today, each of us, around our connection, around our community, and around all of those empaths, angels, light leaders, light workers, beautiful sensitive souls on the planet at this time. May they feel connected, loved, unafraid, seen. We ask Archangel Michael to bring in the loving silver sword of light to help us disconnect from any lower frequencies or energies, help us to restore ourselves to a beautiful, high frequency, calibrated vibration where we feel peace, ease, clarity, excitement, health and vitality. We ask Archangel Raphael and Archia Lady Mary to bring beautiful green emerald healing light to our physical selves, to our bodies, to our minds, to the delicate organs in our body and our brain, to our blood and our bones. May we feel restored, revitalized, refreshed, healed, held, seen, well, strong. We ask Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Hope, Archangel Uriel, the Lioness of God, and all of the angels on the horizontal plane of 360-degree wall of light to surround us now. And join in this energetic clearing process. May we feel lighter, restored. May all the energy centers in our body come back to divine, diamond, white, bright diamond light, clarity, cleared. May the angels below join us on the vertical plane. Beautiful Archangel Sandalphon, the spirit of Gaia, the angels working on the earth plane, the angels working alongside us in the physical realm, the non-physical beings of light and divine love with their healing and their wisdom, their intuition, their deep knowledge of what it is to walk the Earth Angel path here on the planet. We invite in the spirit of Cacao. We are an energetic yes to always working with her and that beautiful spirit and all of the plant medicines, kawa kawa, the lavender, the leaves, the trees, the flowers, the birds, the butterflies, the bees, the insect realms, water. And so above, so below, we invite in beautiful Archangel Metatron with his high healing vibrational light and all of the angels and the archangels of the divine celestial realms. May we feel connected, open, healed, cleared. Experience their beautiful rainbow energy, the light of the sun, the light of the grand central sun, and all of the galaxies of the non-physical beings who wish to be here with us today. We invite in the lineage of the Rose, Mary Magdalene and the Mary angels. Also our higher soul self, our inner wisest part of us, our I am presence, our monad, our soul families. Any individual spirit guides or angels who wish to work with you individually today, let's call them forward now. Also honouring the original vibration of Abraham, and I just want you to breathe deeply and let's drop in and listen to this recording. Now, I hope it brings you some peace.
It's a good morning. This is a good morning. This is a really good morning. This is a new morning. This is a new day. This is a new vibrational point of attraction. This is a new beginning. This is me new into the world. This is me choosing my vibrations more deliberately. This is me in this good morning being aware of the way I am feeling. This is me being in touch with my emotions. This is me, a good morning. This is me in my good morning, being aware of the value of my emotions. This is me, new in this day, with a vortex full of all kinds of things that are readily, even immediately, some eventually, all eventually available to me. This is a really good day. This is the beginning of me deliberately tuning myself to the frequency that allows my receptive mode. This is me in my new day, in this good morning, allowing myself more than ever before to be in the receptive mode of everything that I've intended, everything that I've asked for, everything that I've put into the vortex, all that I've become. Full alignment with all that I have become. This is a good day. This is a new beginning. This is a new beginning for me. Good morning. This is a new day. This is a new day. Today, everything in my world will respond differently to me than it has ever before. Because while I slept, all momentum subsided. And now that I'm awake, I'm taking care to focus in ways that will allow my receptive mode. I know that I am an extension of source energy. And I know that I've come into this physical time-space reality with purpose. And I know that this time-space reality has served my purpose well. I sifted and sorted and decided, and I've come to all kinds of conclusions about things that are important to me. And I've put them into my vibrational reality where they have been tended to by you, Source, you who is at the basis of my really good day. I like knowing that you are aware of me, and I like knowing that you will go everywhere I go today. I like knowing that you'll be in on the conversations with me, that you'll be aware of what my intentions are, that you will care about the people that I am interacting with, and that you will know what their intentions are. I like that this broader view that you hold is available to me, and I like that whatever I'm ready for now, I will feel an impulse about. This is a really good day. As I move through this day, contrast will still exist, and from it, I will find more things that I desire. I know that in this really good day, that those contrasting experiences are not me being off my path, but still being on my path. I embrace the contrast that comes today, and I keep it in perspective because I understand that it's not me leaving my path. I understand it's me still on my path, doing what I intended when I came into this time-space reality. So I'll sift and I'll sort, and I'll come to yet new awarenesses of what I want. And all day I will be keenly aware of the way I feel. I expect that in this day, I will feel good all day long. Good within contrast because I understand it. Good with my deliberate attention of focus because I understand that. Better today than ever before because I'm consciously setting forth my intentions at the beginning of this day to utilize my guidance system in the way that I intended to use it when I came into this physical body to begin with. This is a really good day. My vortex is full of manifested potential. My vortex is a now reality that I can feel my way into. Today I intend to feel exhilaration about things not yet manifested because I understand the reality of them. I now get what true faith is. I get what true belief is. It's an understanding of the way the universe works. It's an understanding that vibration precedes manifestation. It's an understanding that the vibration is a reality. It's an understanding that I can achieve vibrational alignment with that vibrational reality. It's an understanding that I can find that feeling of well-being even without the manifestation. I embrace this really good, unconditional day. Today will be full of conditions. There will be driving and traffic and people and business and commerce. There will be conversation. There will be all kinds of information about all kinds of things. And I accept that as the basis of my manifested reality. But there will also be insights and emotions. There will also be knowledge. There will also be information coming from source. There will also be me in the receptive mode. This is a really good day. I will have more awareness of my vibrational reality today than I ever have before. I will be more aware of the way I feel than I've ever been before. And while I will be moving about a physical, manifested, material world, and I will be embracing it, and I will be applauding it, and I will be appreciating it, I am also predominantly unconditional in my beingness today. maybe for the very first time, at least better than I've ever been before. Because today, the way I feel is not dependent upon the conditions that have already manifested. It's dependent upon the vibration that I sense, the vibration that I'm tuned to, the vibration that I understand, the vibration that my source holds, the vibration that I have access to, the vibrational frequency of who I am. Today is a really good day. Today, I'm going to pronounce myself an emotional being, which means today I'm going to pronounce myself a vibrationally astute being, which means today I'm going to pronounce myself aware of my guidance system and using it to the best of my ability. I understand that the source within me is aware of where I stand in relationship to everything that I desire. And I believe with all that I am that my inner being is guiding me along the path of least resistance, which also happens to be the path of my greatest joy, the path of my greatest clarity, and the path of my most fun. So I pronounce today, on this really good day, that no matter where I am going and no matter what I am doing and no matter who I am doing it with, that it will be my dominant intent to hold myself in the place of feeling good. Today is the day that I pronounce as my day of greatest appreciation. Today is the day that I pronounce as my day of greatest awareness. Today is the day that I pronounce as my day of greatest emotional awareness and emotional response to my awareness. Today I am pronouncing myself a liver of unconditional love, unconditional clarity, unconditional alignment, unconditional attunement. Today I am tuned in, tapped in, turned on to who I really am. Today I intend, to the best of my ability, to fulfill myself as I am meant to be fulfilled. Today I'm going to look for reasons to feel good and I will find them. And if I stumble upon something that doesn't feel so good, I will revel in the perfection of my guidance system and I will make the adjustment today. Good night.
Okay, just bring some awareness back to your body. Have some water if you want to, just to ground yourself. Yay. Does anyone want to share? I'm going to go and let my cat in. She's wanting to come in. Hey, Belle. Where are you? Come here. Okay. And say hi to the cat and hi to the unicorn. It's hard. Look, it's you know, I was aware as we were listening, like the complexity of feeling emotion and overriding emotion with like a mantra or a rampage, like it's a good day. It's a good day when it doesn't feel like it's a good day to you, and that there's like the falseness there. But I think that the thing is that it is a good day. Do you know, like this is we are on the right path, even when in contrast. And there was another thing I really landed in for me as I was listening to that was before we were asleep and we lost momentum and now we're awake. And I was just like covered in goosebumps because I had thought literally sleeping and awaking, but they were talking about people being asleep, and now people are awake. And so now we're awake. Exactly. We came here, and it's so important, like more than ever, in all of the contrast, the manifest reality of the commerce, you know, where did you hear the bit about like the driving and the commerce? And I was thinking about Sumet going for a job interview, and me booking a house and travel and logistics for my family. Like, and each of us have got our day-to-day thing, but the question is, who are we going to be now, holding this vibration for ourselves, first and foremost, for our families, second of all, for those communities and the people that we touch and impact, and then the world and the planet. Like, that's what we came here to do, right? So the navigation of it is nuanced and complex and beautiful and brilliant, and sometimes we get more coming at us than we and I think it's to remind us that the earthly, like, you know, I was driving the other day, and you guys will totally relate to this, that there was this falseness that's been sent to us about how being more spiritual is easier, or whatever, like being connected to angels is easier, or having a more spiritual existence is easier. Like, for God's sake, it's the hardest fucking path ever in the world. And until we start telling the truth about that, like, but the duality of it, you know, and that's a complex, nuanced kind of distinction, is to be able to hold both, like the bothness of it, the angel and the human, the divine guidance. There's a massive bumblebee. Holy wreck, that's it was like this big, I swear, just came up to the window. Hello, bumblebee. It's very like, oh, such a sign. Even the stripes on the bumblebee, you know, I've been using the bumblebee a lot lately, but the duality of the wisdom, oh, so much. We were at Waikano once playing, you know, that card game where you put like the card on your head in the headbands, and I had a bumblebee, literally, that was my thing, that I was, and this massive great bumblebee flew into my head. It was the most bizarre experience.
I like how you were just talking about the contrast of the heaviness of them, like in the angel and the human, because the bumblebee actually, in terms of physics, it's too heavy to fly, and so it has to raise its vibration, which it does when it like buzzes its wings, and it makes all little hairs on its body vibrate, and that vibration is what allows it to actually travel through the world. And so this, like, really, that bumblebee is just coming to say to us, the work that we're doing is really important, because when we keep our vibration raised up, it helps us to make our way through the world, which is really thick and dense and heavy. Yeah,
and
bumblebee.
like, especially that size bumblebee, like, it was enormous. And what also we know is that it's getting thicker. Like, holy wreck, like what we're resisting against was the fact that prior to 2020, we were kind of swimming in, I don't know, how would you describe it? Fiji water. And now we're sort of almost about, I think it's going to get harder, to be honest, but I think we're in icy, you know, Island Bay surf. It's really like, it's a very, very different experience of living as a human at this minute. And I guess a lot of us, you know, I've been noticing myself this weekend, where I go back to wanting to be in the easy Fiji warm water. Like, that was nice. That was nice, touchy-feely spirituality. I liked it. I knew how to navigate it. I enjoyed it, actually. And now I'm like, I don't know. Like, did I come here for this? Like, how do I even start, like you, Mia, like, how do I even start to impact what's going on when people just popping off all over the place, and all these things are happening, and it seems so, you know. And then the one thing I think that the angel's message that I want to leave us with today, or most in part to us today and to everyone, is that it's simple. We get to choose to have it be simple. We get to choose to have it be simple. And we can cut through like a knife, super quick, through the density to restore our original vibration. You know, we know how to do it. We have the tools, we have the access, we keep sharing those with others. And bring it back to very, very simple things: clearing our energy field, listening to an Abraham rampage, finding something that's already been gifted to us. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to go back to the wisdom that's come to us individually. And, you know, I share that with you, but you guys might have prayers or mantras or things that were said or songs that immediately restore you back to your beautiful, clear, heart-centered, emotional vibration. Like, not necessarily a happy one. Like, that's good for me, but like a vibration that makes you cry. Like, I've got certain songs that I'll put on in the car intentionally because I know they make me cry. Just love songs, usually kind of westerns. There's something about my soul, like Michelle's, that just loves, you know, sad western songs. I mean, come on, like
I've just opened my book. I've just opened my book, and it says, encourage souls to flow with the process and they will ride the waves of challenges a lot better. So yeah, just tap into the vibration of those words. Encourage souls to flow with the process and they will ride the wave of challenges a lot better. So feel yourself just riding these challenges and observing and riding them rather than being the rock in the river. Just flow with it and go like a log in the river rather than the rock.
It's gorgeous. I was just reading Hannah's dream last night that you were in an island bay with Saxon, naked on the beach surfing in the waves, and we went into the house there and the waves became so big the house was engulfed in water. Yeah. Oh, sweetie.
Feels like a bit of a metaphor though. Like, I really resonate with what Michelle just said. And like, because I was body surfing these huge waves, so it feels like it was like, rather than me kind of standing up trying to like force the waves back, it was just like, right, I'm just going to ride this. And then when it got so big, it was like we're in this big community in this big house and all the waves were coming over, but we were in the house together, so we were safe.
I've just had goosies, Hannah. I've just had goosies. So yeah, it really is an analogy of just ride the waves. Just go with the flow. Try and ride these. You know, if we fight when we're going down a river, we're gonna get stuck in the reeds or stuck underneath the. But if we just open ourselves, we know we're gonna pop out. We know we're gonna pop out. It's just a question of riding that inner turmoil or the turmoil that's happening so we can pop out onto the soft part again.
It's actually quite connected to a Abraham quote as well, which is about riding the river and literally lift the oars and just go with the flow rather than trying to paddle upstream, which is fighting against all of the stuff that's happening, which is the contrast. So yeah, perfect.
There was a bit in that Rampage, the Good Morning Rampage, where they talked about like it's all in the vortex and it's coming and it's all coming and it is coming, like, you know, and it might not be here yet, but it is. There was this like moment where I just went, oh, like it is coming, like to connect to that beautiful possibility of the expanded version of life. Like when we, you know, I had a friend die of cancer recently. He was only 59, and I went to his memorial down at Island Bay Beach, actually at the old surf club, and looking out over the waves, and it was so beautiful. There was so many gorgeous people there. There was over 200 people in the room, and there was another 200 people on the Zoom. There's a guy who just had beautiful impact. But I often think when at the end of life, I think about the impact of a life, like the rhythm of a life, like the seasons of a life. Like, what do we want to be known for? What do we want to leave? And it's moments, it's not grand gestures, it's small things that make a life. It's the small things that people remember. Like, how much time did this guy take to connect with his work colleagues? That's why there was hundreds of work colleagues there. How much time did he take to connect with the friends of his children? There were lots of friends of the children there. You know what I mean? Like the communities that he created just through the beingness. It wasn't really that he was, you know, particularly special or did anything different to anyone else, but he made an impact and a ripple because he was a good human being and really did ride the waves. Have you got to go, Hannah? All right, we love you. Take care. See you, sweetheart. And so there's just some things to think about in that, you know, like the choosing of the life, the choosing of the vibration, the choosing of the response, and the creating.
I was when I was sitting in meditation this morning, I was like writing down like what, like I feel this energetic block, or I feel like something's stopping me from like wanting to move forward with my business and my love life, and like, you know, there was something stopping me, and I asked myself, what is that? And it's pain. Like I'm afraid of more pain, because like, the last couple of years have been particularly painful. I realized that was what was, you know, preventing me from moving forward, because I said, you know, I believe I can meet the man of my dreams. I believe I can have a thriving business. I believe I can live, you know, buy a house. You know, I've got these goals, and I feel like there was something stopping me, and it's because I was afraid of that pain. But I wrote down, I'm not afraid of pain. It's temporary, and I can move through it, and I can live the life of my dreams. And that's what's helped me go like, okay, you know, pain might be a possibility, but you don't get any reward without taking risk. And that's, you know, that's what was stopping me is the pain, and being like, you know what, it's okay to feel pain. It's okay to feel sad, depressed, grief, you know, all these emotions that we feel, because they're only temporary. And it, you know, it's about taking that risk that will mean that we're able to live the life of our dreams, and go, like I asked myself, what's the absolute worst that can happen? Oh, I feel pain. And go, okay, can I be okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. And it just like, oh, it just felt like a big release, like it felt like to move forward. Oh, that helps anybody.
Oh, it's perfect, Steph. I've absolutely been dealing with the same thing myself. You know, each time I look at like because I'm at a real hiatus, and there's an opportunity for me to jump into something really big now or new, and I'm really resisting, like I'm figuring it all out. But one of the overriding emotions that keeps coming back is, you know, do I have the courage? Like, do I want to do this? Do I, you know? But ultimately we have to just, well, again, when you look at like the life, like we've been given this life, and we know, our souls know that we need to use this life to the best of our abilities, however that looks. And so for us to, you know, sit in hibernating hedgehog mode for too long, or to become morose about it, or to fall off the path, you know, to fall off, we're never going to fall off, we're not, but you know what I mean? And then to be able to teach that, like that's such an important lesson to be able to integrate, to look at pain, to even soul remembrance. You know, this is one of the things, like as a light worker, why do you want to stand up again? You know, there's so much soul grief, there's so much past life trauma as well, but we've got to remember that often the threat of the pain that we feel is only reputational, or it's only emotional, like it's actually not the physical threat that we used to have. So we're remembering in our brain, we're remembering the physical threat of being eaten or burned or whatever, and that's what our brains create this fear. And then that's what our brains tell ourselves, that there's a tiger in the corner, you know, or a hatchet man. It's not there. They're not there. But that the body wants to respond in that way. So it's like just taking steps. And I think you're doing so incredibly well, so marvelously well. Everybody is, you know. And I think that's the key to keeping going, is so much appreciation for where you've come from, where you're going to. Like I like to look into the future and imagine my future self in 10, 20 years time going, wow, look at you. You created all these things. This is what you wanted. This is how you got there. This is what you've done. You're an amazing manifester. You're an amazing human being. Like you had so much courage at those times where you just wanted to lie on the floor and kick and scream. So that's a really good technique that I use, is just to project myself forward. Like what is, you know, 55, 65, 75-year-old Alice look like? What are the qualities that I want to embed in this part of my life? What am I going to look back and say, I accomplished these things. These were the people I helped. This is what I'm remembered for. This is the memories, you know?
I just want to really landed on me, Steph, and the analogy of the tree came to me, like the deeper the roots, the higher the branches, and just like the capacity to feel your uncomfortable feelings, that the depth that we can feel those, that actually increases the bandwidth, like the octave. You know, if we can go this far into our pain, that means that we can go this far into our joy.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting. I've just been shuffling stuff around on my desk, and I unearthed this card that says, it says, nothing is good or bad, it just is. Our brains like to label things that happen to us as either good or bad. When we label things, we feed judgments and create narratives that can cause stress. When we stop labeling our experiences and just accept them as they are, we increase our power and decrease our stress. Today, try to catch yourself labeling something, and instead of thinking good or bad, give it your attention without judgment. Notice that what happens when you remind yourself that it's not inherently good or bad, but just is.
That's so great, Michelle. You know, having courage from Michelle Courage is awesome.
Yeah. You can take it another level, that morality is a trap that human beings have been conducted into. When you go to an orientation, you know, like we've been programmed into, we've been washed over with morality consciousness since the beginning of, you know, like a very, very, very long time. And we actually, it's so entrenched in our subconscious, unconscious physical being. Like I remember when I started doing work around morality, like good, bad, right or wrong, given that possibility can only really occur in a new way from absolute neutrality. The amount of automatic judgment on ourselves and on our society and on all the things, whether it's good or bad, right or wrong, like just to try and become conscious and aware of that, of how much judgment you've been indoctrinated. There's the word I was looking for, indoctrinated. And I'm particularly, because I had this Catholic upbringing, and it was very much like, you know, good, bad, thou shalt, thou shan't. And, you know, it's not a high vibration. It's not an original vibration of just love and acceptance. And even sometimes in our own beingness, we don't want to accept, because we're like, no, that's not right. It's not good. I don't accept it. You know, but you've got to accept it, to understand it, to be it, to integrate it, to create.
And I just talk to that for Mia and myself. I also had a friend who took their life that was about 3 weeks ago, and I felt really different this time. And I really want to talk into that, like programming or indoctrination into the morality of suicide, because it's been made to be a really bad thing. And like, I don't know, judgment is passed on the person and on yourself, and the guilt and what could I have done to have stopped that. And it was only like, I don't know, less than 2 weeks, and my friend James, who took his life 3 weeks ago, he came into my room, and I just felt different about this suicide, because I obviously had gotten to a point, because of feeling that could have been a possibility at the end of last year, beginning of this year, for myself, wanting to check out, that I had expanded my compassion from feeling so deeply into that pain, that I understood the action, the choice to take that action. And I just all of a sudden, for this time around, having lost somebody to suicide, was like, actually, there's no we can remove the morality from it. The choice that they have made is to stop their own suffering. And from what I just had when James came to visit me, was like, he doesn't stop his journey now. He just continues it outside of his body. Like, he's still going to be doing his work, rippling out and touching people's lives, and even just still having a relationship. Like, the more that we understand about spirituality, the more we understand that life doesn't stop when you leave your physical incarnation. Death is just the beginning of the next chapter of life. I rambled a little bit, and I don't know if it helped you, Mia, but yeah, I just think that to take some of that morality away from suicide, can help us to accept it just for it to be as it is.
I think it's pretty hard when you're right in the in the sadness of it, in the throes of it, you know. And I so appreciate what you said, Rachel. 100%. Yeah.
I think we do forget that we're a soul, a being living a life here. And we're just one aspect of our soul in this timeline right now. So if we decide to check out, the other souls will carry on, and we will come back again and try and overcome that, what we have not been able to in this lifetime achieve. And it's not a failure, it's just it's just a process that's another learning that will go back through into the other souls that are spread around, the other parts of us that are spread around the universe will have a learning from this, and then implement it when we come back again in the next lifetime, to see how we navigate those problems and those issues that we came up against. Anyway, that's my understanding of it. There's no, it's just my understanding.
I just want to offer two things, Mia. I was thinking as Michelle was speaking, thank you, Michelle. It's really beautiful. There's a girl called Chloe Palmer. Do you know her, from Auckland? Who come across her? I'm going to send you her Instagram later. She is a beautiful young mum. She's got a little kid. Her husband committed suicide. Her partner committed suicide recently, and it was just out of the blue. He was a beautiful man, had everything on the surface seemingly fine, and then took his life. And her grief process has been so amazing to watch, and healing. And she puts a lot of her sound healing online, and I just feel like it would be maybe something that you can tap into, darling, to also help just with your process as well, listening to her beautiful healing music and on observation of her process, because they were very much involved with the New Zealand spirit community, and it was all very it was outside of a predictable outcome. And then the other thing I just wanted to say was, my dad came up the other day for his cousin's funeral. His cousin lives in Australia, in 74. It was a memorial. And Dad told me he didn't know until we got there and he spoke to his cousin Peter's wife that he'd actually taken his own life too. And he was a very much academic, amazing guy, 74, has a 65-year-old wife. She's beautiful. He has grown up children, plenty of no real reason, just didn't want to be here anymore. And he's got some PTSD from his childhood, and they think that maybe was something he suppressed and never recovered from violence in his childhood. And then Dad was sitting on a seat in the plane talking to this young woman who was there sitting next to him, and he started sharing with her, because he's really chatty, my dad. And he said, "Oh, what are you up for?" And she said, "Actually, oh, it's really, really sad. Actually, I'm going to the memorial of my ex-husband who just took his life." And so, they didn't have children, but she was still connected with him. He was a really good friend of hers, and, was had been separated for quite some time. I just wanted to share that, because what I'm experiencing is that we as humans, not to diminish any feelings or current experience, but we're getting schooled in death. Humans are it's only going to accelerate the level of souls that choose to leave and are leaving through various means from the planet. And we're in this is part of the crumbling. And I think why it's important is we need to be able to hold others, hold ourselves, to find our own position on this. Again, like what Michelle said, understand that we're all on this soul contract. It's all part and parcel. I feel like I got really, really schooled in it when Guru Jagat died, because this time last year, Lord Almighty, Never saw that one coming. No one did, right? And such a big impact on what the heck. Like, she was our leader who was going to literally be the voice of reason through these very, very difficult times, crazy, chaotic times. And so, you know, I don't want to talk too much, but I just feel like just plant a seed somewhere that one of our lessons over the next while is going to be this, and it's going to come up closer and closer, and, you know, so we just have to work like all of the challenges in life. It's a grieving, it's a coming home to ourselves process. It's a doorway to understand our own vulnerabilities and our own desires as well, like our desire to be here or not be here. Like, this is very strong. I've had at least one time I can openly share with you when I've wanted physically to drive the car into a lamppost. I remember it very clearly, and I'm sure that there's many of us who have felt like, some people have experienced it with COVID, or, you know, with these recent things going on, that this very strong feeling that we don't want to be here. It's so sad, Steph. And so then again, the invitation for us as Earth Angels is, how are we going to be? What are we going to integrate on behalf of humanity? How are we going to show up for this, you know, now and in the future? I'm not saying there's anything you have to do today. You just cuddle your unicorn and be with it. That's appropriate. I'm sorry about that, Steffi. That's so sad.
I really feel that those of us who are in a high vibration, because clearly when something like that happens, you drop in your vibration, and it's okay to do that. But the ones that aren't and are manage to keep in a high vibration at the very present, need to anchor even more of that beautiful energy into the earth to hold space for those that are lower in their vibrations momentarily, because it's you know, it's not like Mia, you're going to be there forever. It's just at the moment you are in that vibration of sorrow and hurt. So it's up to the others of us, like Lemurian, in the Lemurian times, it's called unity consciousness, and the Lemurian energy was all about holding the others up. Like when you see swallows flying and the one slows down, the whole group slows down to hold the other one. So we can access more Lemurian, and it's Christ consciousness within that. But the Lemurian kind of consciousness is that holding space for others while they recover and step up again. You know, it's more of that.
All right. Super beautiful. Oh, it's an hour, so we don't want to take too much time, but I just you reach out if you need anything more, won't you, Mia, darling? Just have a gentle day. We love you so much, and really holding you in our hearts and in our prayers. And yeah, thank you. Grateful for this community, grateful for that consciousness, Michelle, that you speak to, which is, you know, very, very big. It's of all of the people who wish to partake of it, really. I mean, that's the thing, you know, like we imagine ourselves there and we're there. It's like magic like that. Yeah, and we love you. Would love you to be there for a physical huggle as well. But you've got uni. Uni is there. I'm going to share a couple of cards that I pulled just because they're very, very uplifting and a good note to finish on, a reminder to keep going. From the Rose Oracle, this one's the Bud. Can you guys see that? It's kind of a, there's actually not a lot on the card. There's a couple of little women there. Can you see? It's a pretty grey day here today. It's more just like an energy, this card. But in it, I can see women, the rose, the bud, the potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. Potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. I think I'll just read this. Let's just receive this transmission from the bud. The bud. The bud is an embryonic swelling on the stem of the rose that has potential to develop into a flower, leaf, or shoot. The temperate climates, plants form resting buds that are resistant to the brutal frost. The bud is the promise of what's to come, the physical manifestation of the seeds that we've been holding deep in the earth, nurturing and dreaming through the fertile void of winter. Now we find ourselves in the inner season of spring, and the bud is beginning to realize what it was always destined to be. But it still requires tending in order to bloom one day soon. This card is a card of encouragement, potential, excitement, and hope. It invites you to keep facing your true north and show up for what you've been called to create. Your effort has not gone unnoticed. Keep going. Someday soon you'll be able to see this beautiful creation in the world. The bud is connected with spring, the time when the upward energy of life is bursting on through. You may be seeing the first signs that things are beginning to come together. You've been working on a project or have been dedicating your life to ushering in some change in your life, and you're being called to keep going and trust that whatever you've been working toward is happening. Keep tending your garden, and before long, the bud will begin to unfold and bloom. And our soul inquiry, I'll pop this in the group for us, is what new buds are beckoning to bloom within you? Alrighty, I feel like it's a very collective card as well. There are new buds that are resisting the frost of current climes. And then the second card was transformation. So we had this one the other day, didn't we, Michelle? Is that right? The same, it's the Metatron colours. If you have a look at what's behind Michelle, and the same colours of transformation. Again, it's just reminding us, it's a super powerful card. I love this one. You're ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and make space in your life for something more purposeful. You may feel a need for clearing out, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. As you remove the clutter and the debris from your world, you welcome in the energy of transformation. Like a butterfly emerging from the cocoon, you are ready to move beyond the previous limitations of your life. You are moving away from stagnancy or the feeling of being held back, and are taking the heavy energies of your life and making them light so that you can fully embrace who you were born to be. When this angel appears, when this card appears, the angels are acknowledging the emotional and physical transformations that have taken place in your life. They can see you more clearly now that you have released the old, fusty thoughts and situations. There is a feeling of renewal now, and you are moving into a space where you are more comfortable than ever with who you are. You have a spark of splendor burning bright in the depths of your being, and the spark is creating positive and loving experiences for you now. It's time to enjoy the benefits of your commitment to your growth. We love those messages. Thank you, angels. Pretty special. All right. So does anyone have anything they want to share before we close? A blessing or a prayer you might want to contribute? You don't have to.
I was just thinking, Rachel, would you mind leading us into Aroha? It's just kind of...
I just had it. I can. I'd love for us to sing it together. There's another song. Maybe I could just. There's another song that wants to come as well. Should we sing Te Aroha together, and then I'll sing you Puriene, which is also a song that Abby had shared with us. And it is about, the song is about a soul choosing to leave Earth. But yes, Me.
I did a
Do you want to
womb-
sing that one first and then we'll do Te Aroha together to finish?
Okay. Okay. All right. Goes like this. Puriane te ha. Horoia e te ua. Whiti whitia. E te rā. Mahe ake nā. Poraruraru. Makere ana ngā here. Erere. Wairua erere. Ki ngā o te rangi. Whiti whitia. E te rā. Mahe ake nā. Poraruraru. Makere ana ngā here. Makere ana ngā here. Me waiata te aroha, toru wha. Te aroha. E whakapono. Me te rangi mari e tātou tātou e.
Beautiful angels. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thanks for the nudges, Stephanie.
I'm an initiator. I'm a manifestor. It's my job. We did a womb clearing meditation and like dance practice yesterday, and I just thought of Abby the whole time. Like, it was so good that you mentioned her because that's what I was thinking of. Sending her lots of love.
I know she'll be here soon, Steph. She's just very close. She was going to come last. Oh my gosh, what was our last call? Friday. What is the days? What even?
Thursday. Was it Thursday?
Yeah, and she's just unwell, but she's very keen to come and circle up with angels really soon. So I didn't reach out today. I just wanted, my guidance today was just to have today be today. I think that like Friday and today was like a kind of a bookend set of calls. We're going to move into a new energy now, inviting in some more angels and setting up some more calls. We're excited for the new galactic new year tomorrow, the Lionsgate and the portal gateways, and I feel like we're doing really, really great work in grounding the space and holding the space, clearing the space, and for more beautiful aligned souls when they are ready to reach.
They're coming, Alice.
They're coming. They're definitely coming. I think it's a very, very high energetic gateway in this group, and people kind of know that, and so they will come. But thank you guys. I love you all so, so, so much. Holding you, sisters, deeply in our hearts. Yeah, grateful for you all. Grateful for the angels. Grateful for Abraham. Yeah, let's stay in touch. Thank you, darling. And if anything, is too much for people, just 111, 100% it is. Make sure you reach out. We're always here for each other. Okay, it's the most important thing. And nice to see you all today. Go and have a beautiful day. Whatever you're going to do, thank you everybody for your contributions and your gifts. We love you so much. We'll see you soon, okay? Yeah, love you all. Bye. Bye, everybody.